morning, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday. It's the middle of the week. Today is June the 24th. And yesterday we talked about decide. And we went into some detail. So many of us have decisions we have to make. And then I thought about it. Some people may have difficulty making decisions. There are consequences to making decisions. You can make decisions, and the decisions or the choices that you make may make some people uncomfortable, or it will have effect on them. It will affect them in some ways. So I thought about it, and I thought I should talk about how to make a decision, how to make a right decision. So I just came with a couple steps. This should be brief. First is to pray and to wait. So you should spend some time by yourself, reflecting, praying, seeking guidance, because there are things that you can't see. Sometimes we're presented with opportunities that sound good, they may look good, may be appealing, and just be the answer to all of the problems that you have. Or you may be pressed in a situation or in a hard spot, and you feel like you have someone that you can go to that can solve the problem. Like to ask a favor, or ask someone to put in a call for you, or ask someone to loan you something because you feel as if they have the power, they have the influence, or they have the authority to help you or to change your situation, and it would be so easy. But how many times do we put ourselves in those positions in something that appears to be so easy, or the person can with one phone call change everything in your circumstances, and then the conclusion of it is you're in a deeper mess than where you were at the inception or the beginning of the issue that you had to solve. How many times do we do that? People that we feel are helpful are not as helpful as we thought. Individuals that we felt had good interests or intentions for us, come to find out, no, they don't. So that's why I say, number one, you should pray. Seek His face. Receive guidance to keep you out of those pitfalls. And it's not just always seeking assistance. Sometimes it could be in reference to you assisting someone because you don't want to see them go through a hard time, or you don't want to see them suffer, but it may not be for you to interfere. We have good intentions, but sometimes our intentions are clouded, because if you interfere, they may not actually learn the lesson that they may need to learn. And guess what? You'll have to continually bail them out. So it's always two sides of a situation. Next, list your alternatives and your options. Use if-then thinking. So if I decide to do A, then B will happen. And the then is always the consequences of what you want to decide. So it's almost like a pro and a con list that you're doing. Next, evaluate. So if you list it all out, you just go through what you have written down and just look at it, read over it, think about it. Next, seek advice from mentors. And when I say mentors, I don't mean your girlfriend, your best friend. I mean like someone who has experience in this area, because your decision may not always be something in reference to family. It could be something about business. It could be something in reference to your coworkers or your subordinates that you are over, and it's something that you may have to do, or something you may have to say, or some discipline you may have to render. And it'll, whatever you do, it carries weight, and it may affect this person either in a good way or a bad way. So go to a mentor, someone that has experience, more experience than you. Everyone should have some type of mentor. Actually, you should have several. But who you know that has experience in this particular area that you know you need to make a decision in. That's the person you go and talk to. And once you get their advice or any other options that they may give you that you didn't consider, then you yourself have to go back over that and you have to make a choice, because the choice that you make, you're going to be responsible for. You know, you can seek advice, you pray, you receive guidance, and you take it from there. But at the end of the day, even with that, you just be ready to encounter or deal with what's going to come from it. And once you make your decision, communicate it. You can go back to your mentor and discuss it with them and tell them what you have decided to do, or your team. Whatever the issue is or the concern that needs to be addressed, if there's others that's in the boat with you, communicate what you're doing so that way you can have synergy, that you all will be on the same page. And some scriptures to back that: Proverbs 3, chapter 3, verses 5 and 6. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths. James 1 and 5. If you lack wisdom, ask him. Ask of God, that give it to all liberally, freely. If you ask of it, he'll give it to you. And wisdom and prudence is something that everybody needs, because wisdom will cause you to avoid traps, to avoid pitfalls, to avoid people with motives who do not have good motives or pure intentions for you. It may appear as being good. It may sound like it's a wonderful opportunity, but it's actually a trap. So you need wisdom, you need prudence. And if you lack it, just ask of it. Philippians 4, chapter 4, verses 6 and 7. Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known. Because he'll answer you. Whatever it is, God will give you an answer if you have faith and you believe and you trust. Jeremiah 33 and 3. Call unto me, and I will answer thee, or answer you, and show you great and mighty things that you don't know. You can't see. That's to come. Because he knows the ending of a thing at the beginning. It may feel tough for you because you don't know and you can't see around corners. You can't see down the road. But if you seek him, he'll give you that ability, and he will show you what's lying ahead, or who may be laying in wait, or who has something that you were completely unaware of going on behind you, or behind your back, or trying to set you up. Because I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm a positive person, but people have motives, and their motives and intentions are not always goodwill towards you. But that doesn't change you for being a person of a good heart, of good motives, having pure intentions to help people. So just because they're that way doesn't mean you have to cross over and deal with them the way that they were trying to engage you. And last but not least, you have to be comfortable with making decisions that will make other people uncomfortable. That's what leadership is about. When you have to take action and do something because the weight or the brunt of the situation is on your shoulders, and you are the one that's responsible. If you are the person that somebody, your superior, walk into an office or into a room and looking for answers, they're not going to look for your subordinates. They will come to you. So when you are that individual, Yes, you will have to make decisions that make others uncomfortable. No, they may not be all on board all at once. Yes, you will receive resistance to change or to action, but it's okay because in time they'll come along. You have to be comfortable with that, and that's just not in work settings or professional settings. You have to realize that even in your own personal life, it may be something that you want to do. Your spouse may want to go take a trip, but right now that's not in your budget. So the answer could be no. That means it's not no forever. It just may be something you may have to work towards or save towards doing. Delay does not mean denial. But you also have to have communication. You also have to have the ability to effectively communicate. You may have all of these ideas going in your mind, but if you do not relate that or communicate that, how would they know? So we all play a part in it. And for us, those that are sitting down making choices, having to make decisions, these are just some simple things that you can do that'll cause you to be successful in whatever it is that you're facing right now. We all have endured hardship and made some choices and decisions that we didn't care for the end result. But you don't even have to regret that because you learned valuable lessons from it. And those lessons and the wisdom that you taken, the takeaway that you have, you can use that to advise someone else. It's all in the perception of what you have. So don't allow yourself to feel anxious. Don't allow yourself to make decisions out of fear and anxiety or make choices out of fear and anxiety. That's how you allow yourself, or you put yourself, you think in a situation that, or you made a choice that will help you or benefit you, and then only to find out that was the worst decision that you made. Because you made it, you were fearful, because you were anxious, because you felt that pressure. You have to learn how to breathe. Sometimes you have to withdraw yourself from a situation and then go back to it and look at it with fresh eyes. If you don't have fresh eyes, that's where prayer comes in. And you still needing to seek counsel or maybe even on how to carry it out, that's what your mentors are for. And I know sometimes we don't have perfect conditions. Sometimes you just have to make choices in a split second, make decisions in a split second. But these are some things that can help you if that's not the situation. Because decisions that you make in a split second is something that you have experience with. But in life, we encounter things that are outside of our realm of influence or the realm of familiarity. Because when you're crossing over into doing new things and operating in new territories of authority, you're gonna have to seek advice. You don't know it all, especially if you're in a new position. You're new to that place. So you should have someone that you can go to advise you so you can be wise and make wise decisions. Because it's going to reflect your character and your name, and that's irreplaceable, and you can't place a value on that. So those were just my thoughts for today. Thank you so much for your time and sharing with me. Oh, and then with that, with making decisions that will make people uncomfortable, I almost forgot. Don't doubt it. Once you make a choice, once you've decided, don't doubt it. Just go with it. And as I stated earlier, it will unnerve some people. You have to settle that in your mind, in your spirit. You will say things, you will do things that people won't understand. They're not supposed to because they're not you. They don't have the insight you have. They don't have the intel that you have. None of that. So things you will do or things you have to say will unnerve and unsettle some people. And it is okay. It is. You're moving forward. Climbing. Some people are afraid of heights. Some people are afraid of hard work. A lot of people don't want to be in positions where they have to, and it's a requirement to make tough decisions. But that's why we're here. So thank you for your time today. You can follow me on social media. My handle is at D as in Danielle, Liz, Liz as in zebra, Caesar, Ceaser. And that is for Instagram and Twitter. It's the same handle, at D as in Danielle, Liz, Caesar. All one word. You can also like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Surrounded by Love, and also share the videos as well. And thank you to those who have. And if you have any questions or any suggestions for topics, you can also email me at surroundedbylove20@gmail.com. Again, the email address is surroundedbylove20@gmail.com. Have a wonderful Wednesday.